Now the L of Pelican stands for luck. So I'd like to be a little bit controversial. I'd like to say to you that there's no such thing as luck. Now, obviously, things do happen that are chance, but on average, we get dealt roughly the same number of good and bad cards. And the question is, how do you play them? Any good poker player will tell you that regardless of how their luck goes in the game, they can still win by making the best of the cards that they get. And it's the same with life. Do you focus on the bad things that happen and get dragged down by those and spend all your time thinking about that? Or do you make the most of every good card that you get? Do you take every opportunity that comes along? But we all get roughly the same number of good and bad ones. It roughly will average out. And the question is whether you focus more on the bad cards and you let those drag you down, or whether you focus on the good ones, whether you take every opportunity that comes along. And once you realize that you can choose which parts of your life you focus on, you can control where your life goes. And this applies particularly to something that I call the do, get, feel circle. So there's what you do, and that leads to what you get. And what you get leads to how you feel. And how you feel leads back into what you do. So, for example, if you work really hard, then you'll get good results at work and you'll get lots of thanks from your boss, and you'll feel great about that, and it will make you work harder. Whereas if, for example, you have a bad boss, so you're getting bad treatment from your boss, you will feel demotivated, you'll do less work, and then your boss will be unhappy with you and you'll be stuck in a negative circle. So wherever it starts, you can be either in the good or the bad circle. And you may say, well, it's just luck whether you happen to have a good boss. But it's not, because you can control this circle. You can change what you do, and you can also change how you feel. I'll come back to that in a minute. And that will then change what you get. So if you've got a boss who's not very good and you're waiting for them to change, that's not going to happen. Your boss is not going to change. Or if you've got a customer who's really difficult and you're hoping that they're going to suddenly change, they're not going to change, are they? But you can. You can decide to behave differently, and that will change what you get, and therefore how you feel, and then what you do next time. You can also change how you feel. And the way to do this is by what you say to yourself, your self-talk. So the words that you say to yourself have a huge effect on how you feel and what you do. So if you go into a situation thinking, oh, this is going to be awful, I'm dreading this, I've heard that this guy's really difficult. If you're saying that to yourself, then you're changing how you feel. And I would suggest playing a game where you never say anything negative about anything. So the words that you say out loud to other people and the words that you say to yourself will change how you think, because they become habits after a while. So only ever say positive things out loud, and only ever say positive things to yourself. Say to yourself, I will get a parking space, I always get a parking space. And actually you'll find if you do that, there will be a parking space for you. I don't know how that works, but it always works. So you can actually change after a while how you think, and therefore how you feel. And that will change what you do and then what you get. And then you can be into the good circle rather than the bad circle. Don't wait for other people to change, because you'll wait forever. The only thing you can change is you. Now, while I'm talking about luck, mistakes will happen. And the main thing is to not beat yourself up about the mistakes that happen. Maybe you made an error of judgment, or you didn't think hard enough, or you didn't plan enough. Something will go wrong. That happens. The main thing is move on from it. A while ago, somebody told me about FIDO, and that stands for forget it and drive on. Now, I actually don't think you should just forget your mistakes. I think you should learn from them. So I would like to suggest the slightly less catchy learn from it and then forget it and drive on. So I would suggest Le Fido, which is not very catchy. Learn from it, then forget what happened and drive on. So don't keep going back to that mistake. Oh, I can't believe I did that. Oh, I'm such a fool. Oh, why didn't I think of it before it happened? Just think, okay, I've learnt for next time. I know what I'll do. I'll get it right next time, and then move on. Forget it and drive on. So even the bad stuff you can get something good from it for next time. But mainly focus on the good things, not the bad things.